Hello everyone, today's video is going to be on watermelon rind pickles. Yes, it sounds weird, and before you close that video, stay tuned to hear how it works. What I'll do is I'll just do an overview of this video, explain what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you an example of each, and then you can gather the rest. But I'll cut the ends off and throw those in the compost, and I'll slice each individual piece of this watermelon, and you'll see how I do it. But the skin will be used for compost as well. The rind itself and about a 1/4 inch of flesh will be used for the watermelon rind pickles, and we'll show in the video how to make the brine for that. And obviously the flesh we'll eat as a family. So stay tuned and see how we do that. Alright, I'm just going to cut the ends off. Like I said, I put those straight into compost, put them in the bag. I'll show you how to do, I shouldn't say quarter, but how I cut this up. Let me get more of a flat. Yeah, it's more flat. I'll cut into right about the middle, work my way out and down. What I'm doing here is just making a slice. So then I have my slice. I'll set this aside. So for the flesh, again, like I said, you want about maybe a 1/4 inch of flesh left on the rind. And I'll just do this. Cut small manageable flesh chunks in the bowl for us to eat. And then we have this rind. Which I'll get the skin off. Can't say I'm a big fan of this peeler. Alright, grab a different peeler. Alright. More my style. Alright. Again, all the skin we'll throw in our compost as well. Throw it in my bag. Okay. Now I'll just do it into manageable chunks. You can, however big you want them. I like to do them, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, somewhere in there. Now this we'll throw in a bowl, and you see it might be a little bit more than needed, but this is what we'll put in the jars with the brine for the watermelon rind pickles. Anything left over right here, our ducks love it. So whatever we don't get with the brine, I'll take this all out to the ducks and let them have a field day with that. And I'll just repeat this with the whole watermelon, and that's all it's to it. And in a minute I'll get the brine going and we'll get you on the video in there.
Okay, so this is Mrs. Homesteader on the Hill here to walk you guys through making the brine. And I just wanted to tell you guys, this recipe is really easy to double or triple or quadruple or whatever you need to do based on the amount of watermelon rinds that you have. So this is based on having 2 pounds of watermelon rinds. I'm going to tell you how to do it based off of that. And then, as I said, you can double or triple as you need to. So the first thing you're going to need is 2 pounds of watermelon rinds. You're going to need a cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of water, 3/4 cup of sugar, and then 4 teaspoons of salt. So I'm going to go ahead and get those things measured out, and then I will take you on to the next step. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add your vinegar, your water, your sugar, and your salt to a saucepan. And you're going to want to turn the heat up to medium-high until you come to a boil. You're going to let the water boil for 60 seconds and then add your watermelon rinds. And you're going to let it come back up to a boil, and as soon as it does, turn off the heat, take the pan off the burner, and you're going to let those soak for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that now. I'm going to add my water and vinegar. And like I said, we're making a triple batch, so that's why we've got more of the ingredients than I shared with you guys in the first part. Then I'm going to add my sugar and salt to both in here. And then I'm going to turn the heat up to medium-high. I'm just going to give it a quick little stir and wait for it to come up to a boil. Then I'll check back in with you guys once I've got that ready to go. My brine has come up to a boil, and I've let it hold that boil for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to add the watermelon rinds. I'm gonna stir those up and let it come back up to a boil, and as soon as it does, I'm gonna turn off the burner and take the pan off of the burner. Okay, so these watermelon rinds and the brine have come back up to a boil. So I'm going to turn off the burner and I'm going to take them off the heat, and I'm just going to let them rest for about half an hour before I get them jarred up. So I will do that, and then I will pop back on here to show you how I put them back in the jars. Okay, so it's been half an hour since I took the watermelon rind pickles off the heat. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to jar them up. And if you only made a single batch of these, then you would be good probably to be able to fit them all in a quart-sized jar. But because I made a larger batch, I'm going to divide them equally between 2 half-gallon jars. And I just use these little plastic screw-on wide-mouth lids. I think they're a lot easier than trying to deal with the rings and flat lids. So what I like to do first is I like to try to get the pickles into the jars first. I don't so much worry about the brine as I do about just trying to divide evenly the pickles. So I'm going to use my little funnel and help me do that now. Okay, so that worked out almost perfectly. I've got just about an equal amount in both jars. And what I'm going to do now with the brine that's left in the pot is I'm going to top off both batches. Okay, so now that I'm done, you can see that both of my jars are filled up to the top with brine. You're just going to screw on whatever type of lid that you're using, and you're going to refrigerate these. These do need refrigeration. If by some chance you don't finish them within a month, you'll need to toss whatever's left over, but for us, we'll go through these probably in a couple days. So once you get the lids put on, you need to pop them in the refrigerator, and you can leave them overnight before you start eating them for the best flavor. But if you want to take a taste test now, that's okay too. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop these in the refrigerator. We actually do like to wait overnight, and we will come back in the morning and let you know what we think of them.
All right, everyone. As you can see, we've already had a few of our watermelon rind pickles this morning. They're crunchy, they're sweet, a little salty. Tastes a lot like pickles. Never thought we'd get pickle taste out of a watermelon, but if you make it and try it, if you could comment below, let me know what you think about it. Again, if you could like it, subscribe, I appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time. God bless.